If you pull a book of systematic theology off the shelf and thumb through it, you'll quickly see it looks a lot different than the Bible. It tends to be more technical, more precise in its definition. So how do we get from the Bible, which has all of these stories and poems and epistles and histories and genealogies and visions, to a more systematic presentation of Christian doctrine? You know, there are propositions in the Bible, the truths about God that are stated as propositions, but we can also learn a lot of things about God and about the way of salvation by inference, by understanding the poetry of the Bible, by understanding what's happening in the stories of the Bible. So you really have to have a sensitivity to literature and to the different genres in literature and know how you can make the move from the literature of the Bible to the doctrines of systematic theology. Let me just give an example of that. You read in the Psalms, the psalmist says, "Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker." Obviously, something is said there about God as creator, but also God as sovereign, because who do you bow down before? You bow down before the king. You get a very different approach to that question in the story of Joseph and his brothers. He says, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. That comes as the climax of a story, and it is also telling you something about how God overrules evil, how he works it for his own purposes. Then you read something like Ephesians, and you have a description and more of a theological explanation of how God rules over all things for his own purposes, ultimately for his own glory. You're actually getting a similar doctrinal truth derived in a couple different ways, but you're also learning some things about worship, about how to look at the difficult circumstances of your own life along the way. Those are some of the literary sensibilities that we bring to our understanding of Christian doctrine.